James Dub. Being that it's been a while since the Cowboys were in the 90s, what do you hope some of the younger fans take away from watching this series?
What it takes to win, understanding team is about family, and what kind of family that we've created, the environment, and understanding that the Cowboys in the 90s, we didn't play for coaches, we didn't play for fans, we played for each other.
What do you think might be the most biggest talked about behind the scenes moment from the series?
Michael Irvin, always getting caught and messing it up for everybody else.
Like that eye contact means something else. If the Cowboys,
You know that's the truth. Everything was good until, yeah.
all right, the Cowboys are called America's team.
Still is.
Do you think this series will remind people of that or make them question it?
I think it would put more pressure on the young bucks now, because now, see, the thing about us in the 90s, if they never win, they're going to talk about us. If they win, they're going to talk about how they're like us. So either way, I hope they win so they can talk about like they're like us.
If the Cowboys were a movie genre, would it be drama, action, comedy? What would they be?
It'd be a mixed bag of nuts.
Talk what? Huh? The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are coming in, man. We got to make room for the ladies.
We're here to see you, Emmitt.
No, they here to see the cheerleaders.
Emmitt, America's team,
I'm a sidekick.
because of you guys.
What about it?
You think this show is going to make people believe more that it's still America's team or start to question that?
I think what this show is going to prove is how we were and how we became America's team. America's team was already established before we got there. We just brought it back to life and made it more relevant throughout the 90s, and it's been relevant ever since, because you cannot say America's team without looking for that start.
If you had to give
Everybody try to be imitators of who we were. They can't do it. We had that swag. We had all of it. We had it. They wanted to be like us.
BCC.
Yeah.
All right, so if you had to put a Dallas Cowboys into a movie genre, what would it be? Drama, comedy, action?
Wow, man, that's a great question, because it'll be all of that. What do they call a movie when it's all of that? You know, adventure, or what do you call it? When it's everything, you get the drama, you get the suspense, you know, all of it. So yeah, I don't know what name they put that in.
Without giving too much away, what do you think is going to be the moment that most people talk about at the end of watching the series?
You know what? That's a great question too, because I don't know. It depends on, I think, what people are. You know, when you think about this, like for me, the whole journey was so great, because we started not good at all. It's not like, well, you came to a team that were doing very good at the time, you know, and we were losing all kinds of games, and then the great turn. I hope you take away from this the closeness of the team and understand that it's not just physical capabilities, it's also the closeness of the team that made that possible.
You think after watching this series, people will be more convinced that it's America's team or start to question it?
This generation, this is what we were doing then that everybody thought was crazy, then nothing to this generation. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm interested to see how this plays out. You know what I mean? So it's be interesting.
Charlotte, what is it? I was going to ask your dad, like, when he bought the team, did he ever think it would turn into this? For you getting to watch it all unfold, I mean, did you ever imagine it would end up like this in your wildest dreams?
You know, never. I mean, as a matter of fact, when Dad came to us and said, look, I'm about to do this, and after he said it, he goes, there's just one thing. This just may change our life a little. I think it's the only time he's ever underestimated anything he has ever said. But no, I don't think so. I think he had such a passion for the game and such a passion for wanting to be a part of something like this. But to actually get a chance to be in it and then somehow down the road kind of figure out what's going on, have some incredible success. We haven't had enough of the kind of success that we want, but the journey to get to here has been something that has been, the most remarkable experience that we could ever imagine.
In America's team synonymous with the Cowboys, how do you view the franchise's role in shaping not just the NFL, but also pop culture largely as a whole, too, with a lot of things?
Well, I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The beautiful thing for networks or, if you will, streaming companies is that the NFL is a 365-day-a-year interest factor. A lot of programming, you have to spend as much to make it, to promote it, as you do to make it. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365
days. The screening will begin
when it gets slow,
momentarily.
I'll stir it up.
Please take your seats.
And so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention.
This is a pretty emotional look back at the last 30 years. You get very candid about all kinds of ups and downs that happened. What did you recognize about yourself when you reflected back on all that you've been through with Cowboys?
How much I was winging it. Seriously, I had no idea. I had a certain amount of money, like you have in a bank account. That was about 20%, 25% of what it took to buy the Cowboys. I just knew if I could get on that first step, some things would happen to give me enough to go to the second step and the other steps. So every time that you had a adverse thing happen, and we had them, we weren't popular because we let go the only coach they'd ever had. And certainly we weren't popular because we won one football game. And we also were losing cash. I was $1 million a month. And I had run out of places to go get that. And so every day it was think about what we were going to do on the field and off the field. The only way I withstood that is my passion, and I'd ended up in heaven, and that is pro football, and literally thought about I'm going to get to have a future here if I live to tell about it.
Here you are telling about it. Amazing.
Got it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
What's your next biggest purchase after that?
Oh, well, I think Deion Sanders. Seriously. It was so big, I gave Deion more cash than I had when I bought the Cowboys. And that was just a couple of years later. Right before I gave him that money, Deion, I went back to my hometown and I walked around my neighborhood and I saw a tree that I'd knocked the bark off of when I was 9 and 10 in the old area that we used to play on the playground, because then $1 was everything. And I thought, I'm fixing to give him almost $13 million.
Wow.
And I walked back to that old house, looked at it, looked around those old houses that I knew better than my own name. That was then. This is now. I'm going for it.
I love it.
So I paid him his money, and in my mind, he contributed mightily to a Super Bowl.
Oh, he did.
Jerry, some of the players that made the Cowboys America's team are here tonight. What do these guys mean to you? Michael, Emmitt, all of them.
Well, I know how much the other teammates of these that are here tonight were inspired by them. Michael never went to sleep, ever. Yet he was the hardest working guy, and when you'd have 2 practices a day, he would be out there in between them running and working. He was that inspirational. Emmitt was inspirational. These guys were over and above a practice. They were living and breathing and emptying their bucket, so to speak. That's inspirational when you see it. And obviously, you're going to see that they had hard times. And you have them. That's life. And as a group, they had their ups and downs. Well, we were all having our ups and downs. I was having mine. I really didn't know if I was going to be there 3, 4, and 5 years later. Financially, I didn't know what I'd lose it. Dallas was busted. The banks were broke. Everything was rough. So every day was some inspiration, but every day was a big black hole to walk into. That made you appreciate it when you walked out in that Rose Bowl and were there for that Super Bowl.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.